Inflation, the news is inflation. Now, if you give me $8,000, I'll make you a millionaire in Japan. What does that have to do with inflation? The yen. So if you have $8,000, it can be a million yen. I know this because I sell shirts in Japan, which is probably pretty odd to you. But it's really annoying to me because I usually have to set the prices completely different, and it's actually totally different, really. And it's annoying because I am on my little groove typing in all the prices for all the new products that I create, and when it comes to Japan, their money is so inflated that you have to spend thousands of it to get a t-shirt. Now, are we going to have that problem in America? Probably not. But we have had inflation for decades. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And the people that are getting hurt the most are really the people that are getting all of this stuff passed down to them. So the money that they already have isn't worth what it was. And also the prices for things that they need to buy are more expensive, because they're jacking up the prices, acting as if, we need more money, so let's rub these prices up. Now you're going to have all these people that don't have as much money because it's not worth as much, and that's a totally different thing when it comes to consumer prices, but it's almost like its own inflationary problem. So not only is the money that you own in the bank inflation, if you have the wrong bank, they may not be even giving you the percentage you need to keep your money at the same value. So if you're only getting 2% from your savings account and inflation is 8%, then you're losing value, you're losing the money because it's not keeping up with inflation. Then you have the consumer products that are costing more, and they're costing a lot more. I'm noticing it in the grocery aisle. I didn't really notice it until I got to the eggs, and I hadn't bought eggs in forever. And once I finally bought eggs, I was like, wow, I remember when I used to be able to get this on sale for 88 cents, and now it's $3. That's one thing that is a staple, so, they may be upped a little bit more, and it's also farming. Supply is not as easy as junk food. But I have noticed that the junk food that was $1 that I used to get, these little breakfast sticks, they're now $1.25. Now you might be thinking, hell, that's only a quarter. Yeah, of course it's only a quarter. But when you talk about percentage-wise, it's a lot. That's 25%. It's going up. It's not good. If that were any other item, it would be a lot more. And that's the problem we're having now with the inflation. It's in the news and people talk about it all the time. They make it political, but it's really not a political thing. It's more of something that's happening that we all are dealing with, and it's not good for anyone. It really isn't, because even the big companies, the big corporations, their value isn't worth as much as it used to be. And although some banks can make money out of thin air, somebody's got to pay for it at some point. And that's why inflation is so bad, because everything that you work for, it just isn't worth as much as it was. So you saved money and you're losing it. Or maybe you didn't save money and now you really don't have much money at all. It's a huge problem that we're facing in America. It is caused by, some of the years that we couldn't work. And it's actually lower than what the Spanish flu was, but it's still a problem. And I think we need to look at what we're spending our money on. Maybe not go out to eat so much, especially when here in America you have to tip, and tipping 20% is what's acceptable. That's a lot of money. Percentage-wise, that's a lot for someone that takes, your order when you could have typed that in and had it sent digitally through the air to the people in the back that are cooking it. And they're just sort of taking it to you and giving you condiments and drinks when you could have self-served that stuff. I think that's the reason why Walmart has made all those self-checkout lanes. They can't afford to hire someone to do it, and people want to get in and out faster. So they came up with that solution, and I actually like that solution. I think it's useful, and hopefully it keeps their prices down low. Sure, it kills some jobs, but those jobs may not have been great to begin with. And the inflation is just killing, these things that you would spend money on that you would normally think is okay. Now you actually need to look at where you're spending money. Now, centuries ago, we had people that would just buy stuff when they needed it. Or if they needed it, they would borrow it from other people, their neighbors. We're not like that anymore. We're kind of recluse people that don't want to talk to other people. We'd rather buy something. Some people buy stuff off Amazon and return it just to use it one time. Bad karma there. And I've noticed it in my shirt business that people are buying shirts for an event and then returning it. And I know that they're returning it, and I can't prove that they wore it, but I'm just assuming that they did that dance recital with that dance shirt and then returned it. It's probably sweaty and it probably got thrown out into the waste, but they got their money back. And that's how people are dealing with it now. It's borrowing, but in a way that hurts companies. I wish we could just become more like our ancestors and learn to work with each other and get stuff done that way. But we'll see what happens. But that's really what's pinching America is inflation and the cost of goods.